this is your controller, steering, throttle, brake. Up here you got switches to swap the servos for going backwards and forwards. Over here you got trims, steering trim, throttle trim. But using them you can set where you want your throttle open or not, or your steering. Say if it's veering off to the left, you turn that one right a little bit and it will go straight. Or you could have a two-stick controller like this. This is your throttle, your steering, your servo reverse switches are down here, and then you got your throttle, your trims. Say if it's veering off to the left, you turn this to the right and that'll straighten it out. Your throttle, your trims are here. If your throttle in the middle is revving really high, so your trim switch is going to probably up there, you want to bring that down, and that will bring your idle down. You'll find a sweet spot where it will just tick over, usually around the middle, how it's set up inside. On some controllers you've got an extra switch. This is set for like an electric car at the minute, where the throttle's in the middle, so you've got full throttle and then full reverse. But if you're using this on a nitro car, there's another switch here which sets the throttle further back, so you've actually got more movement for your throttle. And because nitro cars don't have reverse usually, and they just have a brake, it only has a little bit to go backwards. So depending on what you're using it for is how you'd set it up. But that's your trim. That's important where that's set, and once you've got it set, try and keep it there. There's another sort of two-stick one. Again, throttle, steering, trims, reverse switches. On here it's right next to them, it's quite nice, useful. Again, that switch, nitro, brake, more throttle, and again for your electric car you got the same amount of movement. This is a radio for aeroplanes. This is a 6-channel, so you've got your throttle, your rudder, ailerons and your elevator. That's 4. You've then got extra switches up the top for retract gear, and then your flaps, 3-way switch for your flaps. You also got extra switches for setting up for other bits and bobs. But with this one, this is an inbuilt computer, so all your everything can be changed inside. So very good, useful then. Okay, this is really battered, this one. I've had this for years and I absolutely annihilated it. This is I think a 1-12 nitro Tamiya. Take a look inside. One important thing, this is dirty, I'm really sorry about this. A really important thing, with your fuel, a lot of new fuel tanks have a pump, a priming pump. If you can see that, that pumps fuel into the engine to help prime and help start. This engine I've used for scraps. I've taken the needle valve off, which was coming off here, which once you've run it in, you can turn it in and lean the engine out and it'll go faster, but it'll wear the engine down if you run it too lean. A thing with pull starts, this one still works, but a lot of people break these. I mean, if I just put my foot on there, you can see how far it comes out. Okay, it comes all the way out up there. You do not need to pull it that far, and that's where it snaps. If you pull it all the way that far, it's gonna snap. Okay, you don't need it that far. You only need to pull it that much, just so it engages. Yeah, you're not pulling it all the way up here, because that's when it will snap. Just little tugs. Okay. Again, if you can't prime it, if you don't have the button and you want to prime your engine, you just put your finger over the exhaust hole, okay, and pull the pull start a couple of times. I can't do this because I'm using one hand on the camera and one to just point out bits. Again, throttle servo to your carb. Okay, I don't know if you can see inside there. If I push that forwards, that opens the carb inside. Okay, when you're starting your engine, you want it almost closed, but a little gap in there, so that the air can actually come through. Some controllers will close it all the way, and it will struggle starting. So when you're starting it, just have a little bit of throttle open, so it's got air coming in, and then once it's started running, you can close it a bit, and then once the engine's warm, it'll keep going and keep running. Obviously you can't see the glow plug in there because I took it out and used it in something else, but when you tighten your glow plug up, you don't want to over tighten that because it's only aluminium, so you will thread it. There's not much else. Your steering, but yeah. This is one of my electrics, TTO on Tamiya. The great thing with electrics, you have speed controllers and motors. You literally plug them together, plug the battery in, set which way your throttle's going on the servo reversing, and that's pretty much it. You're off and going, plug and play. It's the best thing about electrics. Simple, there's no mess, but you've got to wait to charge your batteries, which is a ball in the egg. That's an old one. It's an old carcass, an old nitro rush. I think I spurred the gear and pretty much it's just been sat. And this thing's a rat beast. This is a 1/8 .28 Hobeo monster truck. Again, no engine, because yeah, I snapped the pull start, so I'm trying to get another one of those. Good thing about these big things is you get high torque servos. These things really big, but you put this next to your average 1/10, you see the size difference. Dominator, there you go. This is an aeroplane engine. I'm just going to show you this because these are so much simpler than the car engines. I mean, you don't have the pull start on the back. You use a big motor on the front which turns the whole thing. But with these, again, you can see your throttle just in there in the carb. But like if you have it closed like that, it's not going to start because it can't get any air in. So you need it open. You can just sit there. You just want it open a little bit, just so you can see that round curve where the carb goes in to start up. If you try and start it up on full throttle, it's gonna fucking bite your hand off. Glow plug, obviously you can see. I'll show you a good test on them in a minute. Back here is the needle valve for your fuel mixture. Most engines have them up here. This is back here to keep it away from the propeller. You're best not playing with these, to be honest. Once you've got an engine from the factory, they're usually set at 2.5 turns out. That's your pre-set for a fairly rich mixture. You want smoke, you want to see smoke coming out of your exhaust, because then you know your engine's not burning all the oil that lubricates it that's in the glow fuel oil, which is quite important. But when you want your engine to go faster, you turn it in, and that's going to lean your fuel mixture out. Okay. So, yeah. Just a little pointer on your fuels. This is some stuff that I bought for the cars. This is a 20% nitro mix. So more nitro means it'll go a lot faster. For the planes, I think this is more of the, is one of those two, and it'll either be 10% or 16%. But again, it's just how fast you want to go. More nitro, more faster. Okay, now glow plug starters. Get them in various types. Different chargers for them. This runs off a 12-volt battery. So when you're out playing around and your glow plug goes down, you can just plug that in there and charge it on the spot if you take out a charging kit. Now, I've had these two for years and they are fucked. I've had to get this new one, but I'll just show you what you can do to test them. I'm going to have to struggle here. If I can do it. There we go. Right, I've got a brand new glow plug here, and I've just wet it with a bit of fuel, which is the best test to see if your glow plug's working. Okay, so pop it in the end, and hopefully this is nicely charged. Straight away you saw a red glow there, which is a good sign. And because I've wet it, there'll be a bit of smoke coming off. Okay, you can leave that glow in for as long as you want. They are designed to glow. It's getting warm in my fingers now, so I'll just take that off. But yeah, making sure that that's clean. If it'll focus. Okay. Important. More important. Okay. A few dead planes in there. Been doing this for a while. I've collected up a lot of stuff.